Not all epilepsy medications are the same. You should talk with your doctor to know about your prescription and what your pill looks like. Make sure your prescribed medicine is what you bring home.
So one of the things that we've come across that has been kind of scary to us is we went to go pick up Jake's medicine and all of a sudden the pills look different. And we weren't even told that they were switching a medicine on us, and we found out that it was a generic pill. So we thought, okay, well, it's less expensive, I guess. I don't know who, clearly it benefits the pharmacy in some way. I mean, it's tough as a parent to figure it out. You've got your pill. We gave it to Jake, and he started having seizures. And what I found out, and you can clarify this, is that the generic medicine, from what I understand, the amount of medicine in that pill can vary much greater than if it's a name brand pill. We had to switch back, and we did very quickly. But how does that work?
Generics, to get approved by the FDA, actually have to have the same amount of initial active ingredient. But then the mixers and how they're manufactured by different companies can lead to some significant variability in how the drug is absorbed and how it maintains the clinical effect from patient to patient. Now, let me tell you, probably 90% of patients who have to switch to a generic will do okay. Mm-hmm. The problem is it's that smaller percentage that we can't predict. So if you're someone who's very stable on a medication, whether it's a generic form or the innovator, the brand name medication, you don't necessarily want to change because you have no way to predict that. If I have a new patient who needs to be started on a medication, I don't have a problem starting a generic medication as long as I can get it up to where it's controlling them. But I don't want them being switched from one generic to another because that's the concern. There may be even more variability going from one generic preparation to another. And presently, neither patient nor doctor have control over that.
So a pharmacy can switch you from one generic to another depending on what comes in, unless you insist on it, right?
Well, you can insist. But if they don't have it in stock, there's nothing that I can write on a prescription right now that's, like, for example, DAW or dispense is written on a generic product that will say they have to give that same generic product.
But you can write, it must be the name brand, correct?
If it's the name brand.
If it's the name brand, okay. Because that's what we had.
Right.
We it's written on Jake that he must have the name brand medication because that's what keeps him consistent.
Yeah, and that's where we're trying to move. If we have a way that we can maintain someone on that same generic if they're doing well on it, that would be great. It's just right now there are limitations to that.
Okay. So ask your doctor, talk about it. I don't hate to use the sign in back.
Your pharmacist should never switch your medication without you and your doctor's consent. Talk about it with your doctor if you have any doubts. I'm Jesse Spencer. I'm not a doctor, but I played one on TV. Thanks for talking about it.